Hello students, in this video lecture, I'll again explain to you how to prepare the balance sheet and profit loss account of a banking company with another example. So here we have trial balance and a set of adjustments. Now we know that as per Form A, we should prepare the balance sheet, and as per Form B, we must prepare the profit loss account of a bank. The details we are going to mention in the schedules which are under beneath of this Form A and Form B. Form A is balance sheet, Form B is profit loss account, and we will show the summary of these schedules in these forms. The liabilities and asset related summary will show in balance sheet, and income and expenditure related summary will show in profit loss account. So we will read first the adjustments. The adjustment number one is the bank has accepted on behalf of the customers bills worth rupees 6 lakh against the securities of rupees 7 lakh 60,000 lodged with the bank. Then we have to make a provision for aberrant bill discounted. Okay, then we have to provide for actually we have to charge depreciation. I'm sorry, we have to charge depreciation on building and furniture. Their depreciation rates are mentioned in the adjustments, and it is to be charged on cost value, not on book value. It is important. We have to charge depreciation on cost value of buildings and furniture, and finally we have to make a provision for doubtful debts. Okay, before that, let me tell you one more time that if any ledger has a debit balance in the trial balance, then such a ledger would be either asset or expense. If any ledger has a credit balance, then such a ledger would be either income or liability. Okay, now as per the nature of the asset of the ledger, we have to select the appropriate schedule. It will go either in Form A, I mean to say in balance sheet, or in profit loss account. Okay, that is Form B. So let's begin. Share capital. So it is 4 lakh, but equity share capital of rupees 100 each and rupees 50 paid up. It means the face value per share is rupees 100, but the paid up value per share is rupees 50. So it should be considered, it should be mentioned in schedule number 1, that is capital. Okay, so schedule number 1 capital, that is paid up capital is 4 lakh. Now let me tell you, see here the paid up value per share is rupees 50 and the total paid up value is 4 lakh. If you divide 4 lakh with by 50, then you will get the number of shares. Therefore the number of equity shares are 8,000 equity shares. So here I have mentioned already 8,000 equity shares of rupees 50 each, and for the face value per share is 100. Therefore the authorized capital is 8 lakh rupees. So here the paid up value is the half of face value, and the total paid up capital is the half of authorized capital. For the calculation purpose, we are going to consider only the paid up capital. Okay. The next particular is profit loss account, and it has a credit balance. So we all know that it is an income of a bank. It is, I mean to say, it is the previous year's income of a bank. It is a total of previous year's income of a bank. It will be shown here in Form B in third part next to profit brought forward in the column of current year column, that is 1,60,000. The next is now current deposit, fixed deposit, saving bank account. Now these three ledgers have credit balances, and all these three ledgers are nothing but liabilities of a bank. So as per the nature of these three ledgers, the appropriate schedule is 3 deposits. We will show it under schedule number 3 deposits. So I will show it under schedule number 3 deposits here in the column of current year. Okay, now the next is next is director fees and audit fees. Now these two ledgers have debit balances, and we all know that these are the expenses of a bank, and these are the expenses, I mean to say, these are expenses which are not related to interest. These are expenses other than interest, and interest related expenses we show under schedule number 15, and other expenses we show under number 16 as per the format. So under operating expenses we will show it director fees and audit fees. Okay, the next is furniture. The book value is 3,48,000 and the cost value is 4 lakh, and it is an asset of a bank, and it is shown under schedule number 10 fixed asset. So let's show it under schedule number 10 fixed asset. So 3,48,000 the book value, schedule number 10 fixed asset. So here 3,48,000, but we know that its book value is 4 lakh, and as per the adjustment, now see the adjustment again. Now as per the adjustment on furniture, we have to provide depreciation at the depreciation rate of 5%. So depreciation rate is 5%, and we have to charge the depreciation on cost value. So here depreciation on cost value. Now I'll calculate here that cost value. See, the rate of depreciation is 5%. So 5% on the cost value. Cost value is 4 lakh. 4 lakh is the cost value. Okay, 4 lakh is the cost value, and divided by 100, you will get the depreciation value. Depreciation value is therefore 20,000 rupees. 20,000 rupees is the depreciation value. Okay, now the next effect of depreciation, show it under schedule number 16 operating expenses. It is bank's expense. So here depreciation of furniture 5% on 4 lakh, so 20,000 rupees. Okay, now the next in the problem is we have here interest and discount received. It has a credit balance, it is an income of a bank, and it is related to interest and discount. So such a income is shown under schedule number 13, which is specifically for it, that is interest earned. So show it under interest earned, schedule number 13. 8,40,000. Other income, for other income we have schedule number 14, that is other income. And here now commission and exchange. Now it has also credit balance, it is also bank's income, but it is not earned by a bank on account of interest. It is earned on account of commission and exchange, and for that we have schedule number 14. So here we will show it under schedule number 14. इन शॉर्ट जो भी इनकम बैंक को इंटरेस्ट से हुआ है वो 13 में आएगा, और जो बाकी का इनकम जो बैंक को हुआ है वो मतलब अगर बैंक को इनकम हुआ है लेकिन इंटरेस्ट से नहीं हुआ है, किसी और चीज से हुआ है, देन इट विल डेफिनेटली गो अंडर शेड्यूल नंबर 14. Okay, the next is reserve fund. Okay, we have reserve fund balance, and it has a credit balance. It has credit balance and the trial balance. Then it goes under schedule number 2, reserve and surplus. Okay, I'll show it here in schedule number 2, reserve and surplus. Next in the problem is printing stationery, rent and salaries. Now these three ledgers have debit balances in the trial balance, and these are nothing but the expenses of the bank, and we have to show these expenses in schedule number 16, operating expenses. Just like as interest earned, we have schedule number 15, interest expended. See, printing stationery, rent and taxes and salary. See, let me tell you again, interest related expenses means interest paid on borrowings or interest paid on deposits. So interest paid related expenses we will discuss under schedule number, we will mention under schedule number 15, and expenses other than interest paid by a bank will be shown in schedule number 16, that is operating expenses. Okay, now we have here next building. Now the you can see here the cost value is 12 lakh and the book value is 9 lakh. We will show it under schedule number 10, schedule number 10 here. Okay, and we have to chart depreciation. Let me show you the rate of depreciation. It is 10%. Look, the rate of depreciation is 10% on building, and in case of building also, just like furniture, we have to chart depreciation on cost value. So let's calculate the depreciation, keeping into consideration the rate of depreciation and cost value. So here is equal to 12 lakh is the book value, and is it the 12 lakh? Now it is 12 lakh. 12 lakh is the book value, and the rate of depreciation is 10%. Therefore, the amount of depreciation is 1,20,000. So, and we have to deduct actually this figure. So I'll again 1,20,000. Okay, we have to deduct that balance. Okay, now the next effect is we have to show it under schedule number 16 operating expenses here 1,20,000. Okay. Now the next is we have provided both effects of adjustment number 3, so it is over. Now next is law charges. Now it has a debit balance and it is an expense of the bank, and we will show it under schedule number 16 here, law charges. Okay, now the next is cash in hand and cash with RBI. Both have debit balances and these are the assets of a bank, and these will come under schedule number 6, cash and balances with RBI here. Okay, 64,000 and 14 lakh. Okay, next is we have now cash with other bank. So it is bank's balance with other bank. So it is also an asset of a bank, but it comes under schedule number 7, balances with banks and money at call and short notice here. Okay, 13 lakh. Now next in the problem is investments at cost. It has also debit balance. It is also an asset of a bank. It comes under schedule number 8, investments. So schedule number 8, investments here. Okay, the next is loans, cash credit, and overdrafts and bills purchased and discounted. These are the advances of the bank. These are nothing but the amounts given by a bank to its client as a loan. So these are treated as an advances. Actually, advances is a typical accounting term used for the loans given by a bank to its client. So it will go under schedule number 9, advances. Here it will come here. This will come here, 12 lakh and 5 lakh 60,000. Okay, the next is we have interest paid. It has debit balance and it is an expense of the bank and it is interest related expenses, and for recording interest related expenses we have schedule number 15, interest expended. So show it here, 6 lakh rupees under schedule number 15, interest expended. The next is we have now borrowings from Brahmadev Bank. It has credit balance, and here you can say that it is a liability of a bank, as this bank has borrowed rupees 8 lakh from Brahmadev Bank. Now it becomes bank's liability. This bank in future must pay this amount along with interest to the Brahmadev Bank. So it is bank's borrowing, and we have specific schedule for it, that is schedule number 4, borrowings. Show this particular here, 8 lakh rupees. Okay, now the next is branch adjustment account. It has a credit balance. Now it is a special ledger, let me tell you, because if it appears in a trial balance with the credit balance, then show it under schedule number 5, other liability and provision. If it appears in a trial balance with a debit balance, then show it under schedule number 11, other assets. Now as far as this problem is concerned, it is appeared in the trial balance with credit balance, so it will go under schedule number 5, other liabilities and provisions here. Okay, now the next is now we are done with trial balance. Okay, now let's discuss the adjustments one by one. The adjustment number 1, the bank has accepted. Now the question is what has been accepted by bank and why is it accepted? Now it is accepted on behalf of the customers. But what is accepted? Bills accepted. Bills are accepted. What is the value of bills? 6 lakh rupees. But before accepting such a bill, it has mortgaged the securities of rupees 7 lakh 60,000. Actually, it is nothing but the contingent liability of a bank. It is known as acceptances, endorsements, and other obligation of that acceptances. It is specifically related to acceptances part. Now let me explain to you this adjustment. चलो मान लो देर आर टू पर्सन्स ए एंड बी. लेट से ए जो बंदा है वो सेलर है, जो बी है वो बायर है. मान लो अगर ए ने चलो एक बी नाम के बंदे को क्रेडिट पे गुड्स सेल किए एंड ए ने एक बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज ड्रॉन किया है ऑन द नेम ऑफ बायर. और वही बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज चलो मान लो कि बैंक ने एक्सेप्ट किया है, बैंक ने एक्सेप्ट किया है मतलब किसके बैंक, जो बायर बी है उसके बैंक ने एक्सेप्ट किया है। अगर कल जाके अगर इन फ्यूचर इफ दैट बायर फेल्स टू pay rupees 6 lakh to the seller, in that situation, as bank has accepted this sum, this bill of rupees 6 lakh, the bank will have to pay that amount to the bank. So here it is treated as bank's contingent liability. Why contingent liability? Because bank will have to make a payment only when if buyer fails to make a payment within a stipulated period of a time. And here let me tell you, bank is also smart. Before accepting such a acceptances, before giving such a guarantee, it usually secures certain assets of the client. I mean to say of the borrower in this situation, in this example. So it has actually it has lodged with itself a security of rupees 7,06,000. It means the buyer has mortgaged 7,60,000 worth rupees 7,06,000 securities to the bank. So it is treated as a bank's contingent liability. आपको समझ में आया होगा आई थिंक। अगर बायर ने कल को जाके सेलर को पैसे नहीं दिए, यहाँ पे बैंक ने इस बिल को एक्सेप्ट किया है, इसका मतलब अगर बायर ने पैसे नहीं दिए तो बैंक को देना पड़ेगा। लेकिन बैंक भी स्मार्ट है, ऐसे इस तरह के बिल एक्सेप्ट करने से पहले वो हमेशा ना हमेशा जो भी क्लाइंट है उसका, जो भी वो बायर था जिसका भी अकाउंट इस बैंक में है, जिस वो जो बंदा है अपना जिस एग्जांपल में बी नाम का, उसके पास से इसने सिक्योरिटी लेके रखा है 7,60,000 रुपए का। अगर कल को जाके अगर ये बंदा ये 6 लाख रुपए नहीं दे पाया सेलर को तो बैंक को देना पड़ेगा। और बैंक फिर क्या करेगी, जो भी सिक्योरिटी उस बंदे ने बैंक को दिया है, मतलब बी ने बैंक के पास रखा है, वो बैंक बेच देगी और अपना पैसा वहां से रिकवर कर लेगी। So it is bank's what contingent liability, and it is known as acceptances, endorsements, and other obligation. Acceptances. This word acceptances, and the value is 6 lakh. Many times students makes mistake. यहाँ पे वो 7,60,000 लिखते हैं, लेकिन 7,60,000 नहीं लिखना है। पेमेंट कितना करना पड़ेगा बैंक को फ्यूचर में, अगर बायर ने पेमेंट नहीं किया तो 6 लाख का ही करना पड़ेगा, 7,60,000 का नहीं करना पड़ेगा। 7,60,000 का उसने अपने पास सिक्योरिटी रखा है उस बंदे का, बायर का। I hope you understood this adjustment. Now the next is provide rebate on bill discounted. Now you know that this rebate on bill discounted is nothing but the discount received in advance or discount received but not earned. It is also treated as an unexpired discount. Actually, technically, it is an income of next accounting year, and so it cannot be treated as an income of this accounting year. And as far as this adjustment is concerned, so we could say that the discount, this discount, the value of rupees 22,000 is already included in this year's discount. So it should be deducted from discount earned, that is from schedule number 13 interest earned. We will deduct that figure from schedule number 13 interest earned, and its counter effect will go under schedule number 5, that is other liabilities and provision. Okay, therefore the first effect here, 22,000 deduct from schedule number 13 interest earned 22,000. Okay, then show it under uh, schedule number 5, here other liabilities and provisions 22,000. Okay, now we are done with the both effects. Okay, now the next is make a provision for doubtful debts. Doubtful debts are nothing but the irrecoverable loans of a bank. Means not exactly equal to irrecoverable loans of a bank, but on account of the irrecoverable loans, this provision is made of rupees 6,000. So the first show it under provisions and contingencies. Here rupees 6,000. Then deduct that figure from the advances. So rupees 6,000. Okay. Now, uh, now we provided the effects of all these adjustments, and as well as we have made posting of all the particulars which are a part of trial balance. And let me tell you one more time, it is bank's contingent liability. The first effect of second adjustment, we have deducted it from interest earned, that is schedule number 13. Then we have shown the same in schedule number 5, that is other liabilities and provisions. Okay, then next effect is depreciation. We have deducted the depreciation value from the fixed assets, and we have shown that depreciation value in schedule number 16, operating expenses. Then provision for doubtful debts, we have shown it under provisions and contingencies, and same amount we have deducted from schedule number 9, advances. Now always close the schedules of profit loss account first before closing the schedule, before finalizing your balance sheet. Okay, now here from 8,40,000 rupees, we have to deduct 22,000. Therefore, the net interest and discount received is 8,18,000. Then the summary, show the summary here in the profit loss account, that is form B, 8,80,000. The next is other income. There is only one particular here, so show the summary here in schedule, next to schedule number 414, other income, 4 lakh na, yes, 4 lakh. Okay, now make total of total incomes, make total to calculate the total incomes. So total incomes are 12,18,000 before deducting the expenditures. Now calculate the expenditures. Now there is only one figure in schedule number 15, that is interest expended 6 lakh. So show the summary here, 6 lakh. Then we have the next operating expenses. Now make total of operating expenses. The total is 4,98,000. So show the summary here, 4,98,000. And finally we have here the figure of provisions and doubtful contingency, that is there is only one item and the value is 6,000. So show here rupees 6,000. Now the total is 11,04,000. Now here you can see that the total incomes are more than the total expenses. So there is, as far as current year is concerned, there is net profit. So there is net profit. So let's calculate the net profit. For that, from the total of incomes, deduct the total of expenses, you will get the net profit of the current year. It is 1,14,000. Now to calculate the total profit earned by this bank in its lifetime, so add these two profits, you will get the total profit, 2,74,000. Let me tell you, 2,74,000 is the bank's total income, total lifetime income as on 31st March 2020, and 1,14,000 is bank's income of the accounting year 2019 and 20. Okay, now we have to make appropriations of this profit. So here write this total as it is, 2,74,000. Okay, now we have to first provide, we must provide 25% of current year net profit to statutory reserve. So 25 percentage, 25 percentage as per section 17 of Banking Regulation Act 1949, and we have to make this provision in case of every bank which is incorporated in India, and that too before declaring any dividend, and of current year profit only, and current year profit is 1,14,000. So of 1,14,000, transfer 25% to statutory reserve. So this is 28,500. Let me tell you here one more thing. Many times student makes mistake. They transfer the 25% of this total profit, total lifetime profit. Never make this mistake. You have to transfer 25% of current year profit only. That is 1,14,000. Now the remaining is the balance which will be carried to the balance sheet. See, let me tell you. See, out of 2,74,000, out of 2,74,000, we have transferred 28,500. 28,500. So remaining is the balance, and this balance will be carried over to balance sheet. Now both these figures, transfer to statutory reserve and balance carried over to balance sheet, we have to mention in schedule number 2. Schedule number 2, these two figures, 28,500. Okay, here 28,500, 28,500. Okay, in schedule number 2, and also transfer the balance in profit loss account, that is 2,45,500. Here 2,45,500, 2,45,500. Now the profit loss account is closed. Now let's close all the schedules one by one. The first is capital. So for calculation purpose, always consider the paid up capital. always ignore the authorized capital. So 4 lakh. So write the summary here of schedule number 1, that is capital 4 lakh. Okay. Now the next schedule is reserve and surplus. Make the total of these three figures. It is 4,14,000. Show here 4,14,000. 4,14,000. Okay. The next is schedule number 3, deposits. Make total of deposits. The total is 39,50,000. So show here 39,50,000 rupees. 39,50,000 rupees. Now we have schedule number 4, borrowings. There is only one item. The total is 8 lakh. Show the summary here next to schedule number 4, 8 lakh, that is borrowings. And finally other liabilities and provision, the final schedule of liability side, that is 4 lakh 42 4 lakh 42,000 is the total. Show the summary here. Sorry, 5 lakh 42,000 na? Let me see. Yes, 5 lakh 42,000. Pardon, 5 lakh 42,000. Okay. Now let's make addition of all these figures to find out the total liabilities. It is 61 lakh 6,000. 61 lakh 6,000. Now let's close the schedules which are part of asset, means all the schedules from 6 to 11. Let's close one by one. Now this, the total is 14 lakh 64,000. Schedule number 6, 14 lakh 64,000. 64,000. Now schedule number 7. Now schedule number 7, there is only one figure, 13 lakh. So show the summary here next schedule number 7, 13 lakh, that is balances with banks and money at current short notice. Now next is schedule number 8, investments. There is only one figure, so 4 lakh 80,000. Show the same here, 4 lakh 80,000 rupees. Okay. Now schedule number 9, advances. Schedule number 9, advances. Now here first make addition of two figures, that is 12 lakh plus 5 lakh 60,000. 5 lakh 60,000. Then from the total deduct 6,000 rupees. So net advances are 17 lakh 54,000. See, 12 plus 5, 17 lakh. From 16 deduct 6,000, so 17 lakh 54,000. So here 17 lakh 54,000 is the value of net advances, 17 lakh 54,000 after deducting the provision made for bad and doubtful debts. Okay, now we have the fixed asset. Now let's calculate fixed assets. Now here, first of all, from the total of, let me here calculate from the total of 3,48,000. Just a minute. 3,48,000 and 9 lakh. Deduct two figures. The first 20,000, then deduct 1,20,000. So net is 11 lakh 8,000. 11 lakh 8,000. So here show 11 lakh 8,000. Other assets. Other assets. Okay, this ledger is nil. This ledger has a nil balance. So it has closed with nil balance. So here write down nil. Make total of assets. See, 61 lakh 6,000. Now the total of liabilities. Now the total of assets, both are equal. So total assets are matching with total liabilities. So balance sheet is tallied, but I think there is one contingent liability. Value is 6 lakh. No, so close this schedule also 6 lakh and show this figure here next to schedule number 12, contingent liabilities. Here 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh rupees. And bills for collection is mentioned as a footnote here, and it has no balance, and it is not contingent liability, by the way. So see, look here, you can see See, here balance sheet is also tallied, and this is your profit loss account. This problem is over. Thank you.